Okay, welcome to part 5 of the Stanton House Hotel tutorials. This is focusing on appearance and Divi specific functionality. So first of all, Ling, you mentioned that you wanted to change links, so I'll go and do that first. You've got two different types. You've got overall links, which are edited in the theme customizer. But if you want to change something within a specific page, then you do it by editing that specific page. Just want to let you know, as you can see up here, this is my demo site that I'm using, so I can play around with things a bit more without having to worry about the actual appearance of your site. So we'll go in, edit page, and we scroll down to the section that you want to change. Go into text, then you can highlight the color, and then you just change it here what color you want it to go into. So you can have it red, for example. Save, preview changes, and when you scroll down you see that it's now turned to red. So if you like that color, then make sure you always update it and it will stay the color you've chosen. In order to change the color of the menu along the top is a slightly different process, but you have to be quite careful because when you bear with me, but when you change the overall appearance using this section up here, theme customizer, then that will alter the color of the entire website. So you got to be quite careful. I would recommend you go into this part very rarely, but I'll show you how to do it anyway. So if we go into header and navigation, which relates to this part up here, and click into it, and you can see you've got your header format, primary menu bar, secondary menu bar, which is the top one, fixed navigation settings. Fixed navigation settings is when you scroll down. That is when it alters the appearance of when it's scrolled. And then you've got your header elements, which you don't need to worry about, but you can add them. So social icons, but we don't need that. So in terms of changing this main menu across the top, which is the active link menu, you click into primary menu bar, then you go down to active link color. So click on this, and then you can alter the color of it. So if you click red, and then it should normally show you it should normally change it up here for you. I'm not sure why that's not happening. Yeah, that's doing it now. So you can alter what kind of color you'd like. So if you want, when something's been highlighted, for it to turn up as green, then you choose your shade of green, and then you hit save and publish. One of the important things to remember is to save and publish. Well, you only have the option to save and publish here, but always save anything you've done, and then either preview it to see what it looks like or update it. So bear with me. So we are back at Stanton, and here you can see the active color. Okay. So if you want to change the font of, let's say, the slider, for example, you would go into edit page, and if it's just this specific one that you want to be done, then you highlight. So you go into full width slider and you say welcome to, it's funny, there's some missing. Let me see. Oh yeah, my bad, sorry. So yeah, because we're in the corporate section there, so this will be the corporate slider. This is the welcome to corporate, and then here you have the heading. So you can change the title of this now to welcome to IMC demo. View benefits will change the button, obviously, and then this URL will change where it leads to. So if you go into advanced design settings, you can custom the color of the arrows. So if you wanted the arrows to be red, you can do that. This is the full color. This part here is the opacity, so it makes it slightly see-through, as you can see. But we'll keep it full red for now. No, sorry, my bad. Advanced settings. Dot color, we don't need to worry about that. There are no dots. Header font. So you can choose any of these headers. Now, unfortunately, they do not give you an example of what they look like, which hopefully they will correct eventually, but there is another way around that. But hopefully you won't be changing the font too much within the advanced section. So let's say girl next door, and we want it to be bold, and we'll have it italic, and if we want to increase the size of the header font, we can make it slightly bigger. You can change the color of the header font. We can change that to orange if you want. Letter spacing, this is just the space between the letters, height, etc., etc. Body font, you can see all this. So you can go into quite a lot of depth just for one slider. These are the icons you can choose for the buttons, and here you can customize the buttons. But I've put a lot of effort into making everything matches, making sure that everything matches. So don't go in here too often. I'm just showing you for the, if need be, and just for your own knowledge. So save and exit, and then we can preview the changes. And then you see here it has been altered, and then if it doesn't suit what you like, then you can just go back in here and alter it further. But I am not going to update this. I'm going to go back to visit the site, and this will ask me confirm the navigation. This appears when you haven't hit update. So yes, I don't want to update this. I'm going to leave it the way it was. So I'm going to leave this page, close the preview tab, and then once this loads back up, you'll see that the slider will have remained unaffected. So I'm going to click into corporate. It's back to the way it was. Okay. Now in terms of and this is obviously the same with all of these as well, but you go in and you edit the page. So look at the text down here, corporate. So let's say we don't like that, you can change the size of it. And let's see you would do that this way, make it header 1. Just a quick look. Yeah, again, so here you see the text font, so you can just change it to whatever you want. I would normally just leave it on default as the clearest, but you can change it if need be. So in the next tutorial, I'm going to go in and talk about creating a more advanced page, and I'm going to do a more advanced post, and kind of you know, I'll talk about the specific differences of each one. But as I say, you know, you can go in and just have a quick you know, explore of all these different things. Obviously, try not to touch anything. If it is page specific, then click onto the page you want to change and then alter it this way. If you want things like these buttons changed, then I would advise you to come to me, because they're they're color specific, and I use Photoshop to pick these colors and make sure they match. I mean, the rest of the stuff is fairly advanced, but let's quickly run through the theme customizer. This is where you change the entire website. So general settings, site identity. This is, well, it's mine. Yours is, you know, your tagline is I think a modern hotel with a modern twist, or whatever it is. Layout settings, you can change the size of these. So when you scroll down, content width, gutter width, these will all change things. Section height, row height, you know, so it really is just all aesthetics. Theme accent color is this line here, you know, so you can alter that if you wish. Change it. Normally takes a while for it to kick in, but the theme accent color is this line, changing this line here. Okay. So I'm just going to close it, leave this page. I don't want to save the changes. So we'll just go back in. The footer relates to the bottom down here, the size and shape of it. The buttons, this will, you know, if you change it here, it will alter the buttons throughout the website, so definitely don't want to do that. Buttons hover style also will alter this, how this looks. So they are really kind of more advanced kind of design sides of things. Yeah, this is for you know, when you create a post, you can change all the header size, you can change the fonts, etc. But you really don't want to do that. Mobile styles, you can have it how it looks specifically on a mobile, but I've pretty sure that I've got it looking right on a mobile. If you want to change it, just give me a shout. Menus. This is just to look at the different menus that we have. These shows you currently set to primary, currently set to secondary. Widgets. This is the footer area. So in here you'll see there's a custom menu, and this widget here is a custom menu. I'll go in, briefly and show you how to create a widget. So you can see here you have the sidebars. So this is just the generic one, which you can see if I open up IMC demo homepage, which has got nothing on it, but it does have that original sidebar in there. So you see recent comments, archives, categories. If you go in here, there's the ship. Yeah, the search bars at the top, and you've got recent posts, comments, archives, etc., etc. Because there's no recent posts or comments, it's just going straight to archives. As you can see here, nothing there. The events sidebar is upcoming events, and this will just, well, that's the old one, bear with me. Yours are slightly different. But yeah, this is a visual editor, and basically this is just a link from here, which is the contact form, which I inserted in. But again, this is slightly more advanced stuff. They're very difficult to set up, so I would certainly recommend leaving them alone. But in terms of if you wanted to create a new widget, you would say new one, hit create. Oh, for some reason you have to refresh before it appears. So here you see new one, and then you can just basically choose. These are available widgets, so you can choose what you want to put in there. So if you just put in pages, then you can drag it into the new one, click it, and then so pages, display, sort by page title. Do you want to exclude any of them? You don't really need to. Hit save, and then you've created basically widgets go into the sidebar. So you've created a new sidebar and you've put widgets in it. It's a little bit confusing, but hopefully this will make it a bit clearer when you look at this. So I'll go into corporate, scroll down, nothing there. So if we go to edit page, then you see with this again has been built into two sections, 2/3, 1/3, and then I'll just delete this for now. See, insert module, right? So we've done that, and in here, which is common practice, you put in a sidebar, and then you want the orientation to be right, and here, see the widget area, sidebar, and there's the new one at the bottom. So if I hit save and exit, and preview changes, and it should show a list of all the pages that are now on the site, which is a lot. And yeah, so if I want to keep that as it is, then I hit update. If not, I just close it and leave the page. And yeah, that will conclude the Divi functionality. I mean, you can really go in as deep as you want, but I would recommend not touching it too much because it can mess things up. If there's something in a specific page that you want to change, then you can go in there, choose the page you want to edit the page, then highlight certain things, change the color of it. You can change the font. You can go into advanced settings within that section of the page and do it from there. But yeah, as I say, in the next tutorial I'll be going into more advanced page creations and more advanced post creations, and yeah, I'll see you then.